Welcome. So today we are looking at Brain FM's landing page. So we're mostly focusing on the above the fold, which is what you're seeing here on screen. And we're focusing in on this part because it's the most important real estate on any given landing page, whatever business or niche that you're in. This is the most important part because this is what people see when they click on your website or they click on an offer that you're advertising on a platform. So everything that's on this page needs to be centered at getting the desired action or the desired outcome that you want the visitor to take. So this is what we're going to be looking at. Now, if you're new here, my name is Gabriel Laurent, and I help small to medium-sized service-based businesses improve or boost their conversion rates for their landing pages. So let's jump straight into it. So as you can see, this is the landing page for Brain FM. Now it says music made for creativity, learning, motivation. What I would say with that is that they should stick to one thing. So it's always good to just have one idea expressed clearly. So music made for deep work should be it, because that is their main selling point, is that Brain FM is an app that helps you focus more. So I think that should just be it, because people, in terms of when we are hiring products to help us solve a problem, people are not hiring it just to do all of these things from motivation to learning. You have to think in the context of what somebody's going to be using this app for. And if it's for focus, it's so they can have sustained focus, so they can get more work done. So when it comes to the above the fold, I done a mock-up just to show you guys of how I would structure the landing page for Brain FM. Now, in terms of design, it's not going to be flashy. Like, I'm not saying this is flashy and it's a bad thing, but how these guys have designed their thing. I'm no designer. I'm more of a strategist, and I think the messaging is more important, because it's that saying, form follows function. So it's about the functionality first rather than how it actually looks. So let's look at, let me see, hold on. Let's try and get this as a preview, open preview. Right. So let's look at it like this. Okay, full screen. Let's go full screen. So this is how I would structure it. And obviously, it will look different on a laptop compared to a phone. So I'm on my laptop, so that's why it looks like this. It looks bigger and more spread out. So as you can see in the navigation section, I've said I've only got two things: Brain FM, which is the logo, and then the call to action, which is try for 14 days free. Now, if you can see with Brain FM, they have different they have a couple more categories in their navigation parts. The thing with your landing page, you want, if something is not leading to the desired action you want people to take, then I would guess to take it out. So if you want people to try for 14 days, gift and all of these things, and they're not relevant right now, because that's not, when I say relevant, they could come later on in the page. So, because you don't want to distract people from the action you want them to take. For example, go to web app. This is conflicting with the actual try Brain FM for free here. So you want the message to align. You want congruency in the information that you have. So as you can see with mine here, it just says Brain FM and then try for 14 days. So you're keeping the visitor, the reader, focus. And then, as I said here, is your work paying the price because you're unfocused? And that is like what we call the eyebrow of the landing page. And we tend to use this to call out the people or a pain point that we're trying to solve. So is your work paying the price because you're unfocused? So we're asking the question. Somebody like, yes. And then we say, achieve deep focus in minutes with modulated music engineered by neuroscientists. And the reason why I've framed it like this is that you don't want people to be thinking like, well, I can just use YouTube and use binaural beats, or I can just use a focus playlist on Spotify, or is this just like another thing that AI curated. No, what we've said here is achieve deep focus in minutes with modulated music engineered by neuroscientists. So it's showing authority, like, hey, this is engineered by actual neuroscientists. So it's not just one of those another music app. This is more of a focus tool when you want to get work done. And then for the subhead, it says science-backed focus music that syncs with your brain frequency for effortless and sustained focus, so you can write more, create more, and hit deadlines with ease. And the reason why I've written that in that way is that we want it to be outcome focused. Again, relevance and context is important. In what context will somebody say, I'm going to sign up for this subscription to get Brain FM to help me do more work? It's for people who are, for example, writing or creating, who creatives, video editors, people where it takes brain power to make, you're doing deep work. So that's the context that people are going to be using this app for. So that's why I framed it like that. And if you can see what I said, it's for effortless and sustained focus. So, people want to get into focus easily, and they also want to sustain that focus. So they can, and I made it more tangible. I said, write more, create more, and hit deadlines with ease. And then these are just what I would say little objection handlers. So it's like focus tracks tailored to you. So it's like, would I like the music? Will I have to curate my own X, Y, and Z? So I said focus tracks tailored to you plus ADHD mode for people who's got ADHD. And this is a friction handler, because some people don't want to be signing up and having to input their credit cards. So it says no credit card needed, and then it says try Brain FM free for 14 days. Now you notice with the call to value, I say people call it call to action, but I call it call to value, because you wanna aim it to the desired outcome that they want. So it says, yes, help me focus, and then it's got the little brain emoji. And then the visual here is, and this is where testing can come into it, because what I would do is that I would do like a split test where I just have the image here, as you can see, and then another split test where I would do a thing where they can actually play it and listen to it if they wanted to. So it's making it tangible for them, that they can imagine, and experience what it might be if they were to sign up for it. Whereas on Brain FM thing, this doesn't really do anything for somebody. It's not making it concrete for them. Whereas this, it can show them like, hey, this is what it looks like, for even on like the layout of the screen. And as I said, I'll do one where it's just like the image, and then we do another test where it's like you can actually click and play and hear the music. So it is, you're painting a concrete picture in their minds. And then there's the social proof element. Now I've just left it like that because depending on how you'd want to frame that, but again, trusted by 100,000 high performers. And that's essentially what people want to do. People want, if you think about who is actually going to pay a subscription for this Brain FM, it's people who are doing deep work or doing things, for example, freelancers where, they need focus so they can crank out work. The average person is not going to pay for subscriptions for a focusing app if they're not doing serious work, like, for example, writing. So that's sort of like, when I say trusted by 100,000 high performers, that's the desired state that somebody want to aspire to, become a high performer where they can focus more and crank out high quality work. So there you go. So in terms of the layout of the above the fold, you have the headline, which is it's benefit oriented, so like achieve deep focus. And if you notice here, I said modulated music. So somebody might say, what is modulated music? But it's curious enough, but it's not just saying music, because if you just say music, people are just going to be like, mate, I have Spotify, I have YouTube, I'll just use that. But if you say modulated, it makes them interested and curious. And then the engineered, it's not like just made. It's not music made by people. This is engineered by neuroscientists, so it brings in that authority element of it. And the way I would frame this app is that it's a focus tool, not just a app where you get focus music. This is a tool that you use when you want to focus to do deep work. So in terms of the above the fold, this is how I would lay out mine. Now, if you let me know in the comments what you think when you compared this is Brain FM landing page compared to how I would frame mine. And obviously, as I said, the design is not all that, I know that, but again, form follows function. It's not about aesthetics, it's actually about what it's actually doing. Is the function of what it's meant to do. Anyways, I hope you found value in this video. Now, I'm going to be doing another video on the below the fold. So after people start scrolling, I'm going to show you how I would set out and the different information or different elements of storytelling I would provide to get the visitor or the reader engaged. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you found value in this video. And if you are a small to medium sized service-based business and you need help with your advertising, with your landing page in terms of your conversion rates, then let me know. Drop me an email. You can find that in my description. Thank you.